In this video, I want to go over some very interesting tidbits out of Hermen Hulst's interview on the PlayStation blog. The full 20-minute podcast is up, so you can go listen to that. However, there are a few takeaways that I find rather interesting. On top of that, want to go over something very interesting regarding Babylon's Fall. A closed beta test has been leaked via the Steam database, and also, Ninja Gaiden Master Collection is just a little over a week away, and we got a combat tip trailer, and we'll go over that at the end of this video. Can talk a little bit about that as well. But first of all, Hermen Hulst had a lot of interesting points in that interview with the PlayStation blog on that 20-minute podcast as well. There's a concise version on the blog post, so you guys can go check that out. I'll leave a link in the description box below. However, there are a few takeaways that I definitely want to mention up front. First of all, Bend Studio, Sony Bend Studio, the developers of Days Gone. A lot of people want Days Gone 2. At this point, it doesn't look like that's happening, and from what I heard, Days Gone did sell decently well. However, it didn't sell at the level of a Spider-Man or a God of War, one of those games that really sold incredibly well. However, it's still, for a new IP, it seemingly did pretty well. And while Days Gone 2 doesn't seem to be happening, Hermen Hulst did note, and you know, Bend Studio is working on a very exciting new IP that they're very, very passionate about. They're building on the deep open world systems that they developed with Days Gone, so I'm really happy for Bend Studio. So it seems like Bend Studio is working on a new IP that is going to be an open world title, and it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. You would expect it to be a PlayStation exclusive since it is Sony Bend Studio. It's not Days Gone 2, but glad to see that Bend Studio is being entrusted with what seems like it's another big budget title. If it's a big open world title, if they're taking those systems that they learned from Days Gone and implementing it to this new game, hey, at least Days Gone is going to leave a legacy of offering Bend Studio that opportunity to work on a big budget title, and then they can parlay their successes in that game into a brand new title, and hopefully that commercially does even better. Will be interesting to see how that all turns out. I mean, Days Gone came out at this point, what, over 2 years ago, so maybe this game is further along than we think, but the development cycles for these big budget titles have gotten longer and longer. I mean, you think about Horizon Zero Dawn came out all the way back in early 2017, and hopefully by late 2021 we're gonna get Horizon 2, but that's a 4.5-year window. God of War Ragnarok hopefully coming early 22, 4-year window to get from God of War to God of War Ragnarok. So it's interesting that these games are taking so long to develop for now, you know, 3, 4, even 5 years, but it's understandable because of how grandiose these games are becoming. But hopefully Bend Studio can offer us some insight on their next project sooner rather than later. They did great work on that Days Gone PC port. That version of the game runs so well, way better than the Horizon port as well, and hopefully Bend Studio can keep their positive momentum rolling. They also talked a little bit about their Japanese studios. Of course, Polyphony Digital is an important part of the PlayStation family, making the best driving simulation games in the world, as said by Hermen Hulst. Hopefully we get a new Gran Turismo game rather soon, GT7 of course. And they also noted, we're building Team Asabi in Tokyo, a world-class studio that are developing a franchise for all ages with global appeal, and Hulst also noted, such a creative team. So it will be interesting to see what they are working on as well. I think the big takeaway is going to be what Bend Studio is working on, because I saw social media up in flames when, you know, it looked like Days Gone 2 was in fact not happening, at least not anytime in the near future, and a lot of people were upset by that, especially because that information about there potentially being a Last of Us remake also came out around the same time, and people were upset that why is Last of Us getting a remake, a game from 2013, but Days Gone can't get a follow-up? Yeah, I understand where people are coming from, but them's the breaks. I think a Last of Us remake, if it does happen, is going to sell really well. Does the game need a remake, given that it just came out back in 2013? I don't know about that one, but excited that Bend Studio seemingly is still working on a big budget title. Alright, moving on from that, here's some interesting information. Babylon's Fall. I've been seeing the comment section from you guys. A lot of you guys want to know what happened to Babylon's Fall. Is the game still in development? Of course, being published by Square Enix, but being developed by Platinum Games, and hopefully going to be another fast-paced, high-octane action title, and it looks like an update might be due for Babylon's Fall relatively soon. The Steam database has listed a Babylon's Fall closed beta test, suggesting that the developer Platinum Games is gonna be making some sort of announcement pretty soon. Now, this is a Square Enix published game. Let's put 2 and 2 together here for a second. E3 2021 is coming up. There's only so much Final Fantasy and Outriders update and Avengers updates that you can show off. Babylon's Fall to make a return at E3 2021. I think that makes all the sense in the world, and this is a game that I feel like, wasn't it announced all the way back in 2018? It's been a while since we heard about this game. It's either 2018 or 2019, but I want to say 2018. We got that CG trailer, and now it's just been really quiet in regards to Babylon's Fall, and hopefully we get a more significant update with a release window. Can this sneakily be, is sneakily even a word? I don't even know. Can this be a sneaky late 2021 release? Maybe let's not, push the cart before the horse, but that would be awesome. We really do need to start setting the table of what's going to be our holiday 21 lineup, and if FF16 isn't going to be coming out this year, hey, Square Enix has got Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, but you would think they would want another title, maybe two titles that are big releases for the latter portion of the year. We'll see how ultimately everything shakes out as far as that's concerned, but hopefully we do see Babylon's Fall come Square Enix's E3 presentation, and a lot of information coming out about Square Enix potentially a new Final Fantasy game with a Souls-like inspiration attached to it, another Final Fantasy game on top of that. A lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts in regards to Square Enix, and I told you guys June was gonna be a crazy month, and we're hearing a lot about it. God of War delayed, Ben Studio potentially working on something. A lot of things going down right now. We just got Far Cry release date, we just got Dying Light release date. Let's hope no more delays for those. Okay, lastly, I do want to note that there is a PlayStation blog post as well as a brand new trailer, Survive Ninja Gaiden Master Collection with combat tips. The trailer goes over a lot of various things you can do in the game. Ninja Gaiden is not for the fan of heart. It is a relatively challenging game, and yeah, the camera angles sometimes aren't the best with Ninja Gaiden. I think those of you that have played the Ninja Gaiden titles, you know where I'm coming from as far as that's concerned. But these games, I'm super excited to go back and check them out again. And if this is your first time playing the Ninja Gaiden titles, the blog post does go over some things you need to know. Wall running, flying swallow, guillotine throw, a lot of cool stuff. Literally, Ryu Hayabusa doing Rock Lee's primary Lotus in the trailer, so that's pretty cool. And hey, maybe I shouldn't be giving Rock Lee credit for that since maybe Ryu did it first. I don't know exactly how the timeline works out. You guys figure that one out. But I'm super excited for this. However, it's just coming at such a bad time. We got Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate on the same day, June 11th, the day after we got the Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart release for PlayStation 5. Ninja Gaiden is comfortably number 3, I think, on most people's list, but still a game I'm definitely going to check out, and for $40, I think it's quite good. Unfortunately, a digital-only release, which I think is a bummer. I think it's getting a physical release like overseas on the Nintendo Switch only though, so that's a bummer, but hey, at least Ryu Hayabusa is back in action. Hopefully it sells well, and hopefully we do get a Ninja Gaiden 4 at some point after the release of this. But that's gonna wrap up this one. Again, a lot of information coming out from Sony. Sony Ben looking to work on a big budget title, a new IP. We'll see how that shakes out. Babylon's Fall hopefully getting an update soon, and Ninja Gaiden, a combat tips trailer, has come out. You can check that out in the description box below. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.